Welcome to episode 4 of Will Buys Bitcoin. Today we're going to be talking about what's different about this cycle. Last time we talked about cycles. What makes this cycle different from the last cycle. So the last cycle we had the whole FTX debacle. I think most people have heard about it. Sam Bankman-Fried basically scamming a huge portion of Bitcoin holders and crypto holders in general. Essentially, he was acting, as a bank, right? People have this saying in crypto: "Not your keys, not your coins," and this was demonstrated, exceptionally with FTX. Essentially, he was taking people's Bitcoin, and he had told his girlfriend, who was managing the money, just keep selling Bitcoin and keep the price below. I think it was 20K or something. So they were selling people's Bitcoin that they were supposed to be holding to suppress the Bitcoin price, not to mention the collapse itself and all the people that lost all that money due to his fraud. That was a major suppression in the middle of the bull run. So a lot of people were expecting 100K, and we reached 60K. The cycle before that was 20K. So we were expecting to go from 20 to 100. We only went from 20 to 60. So that was the last cycle. In this cycle, it's a little bit different. There's no operator that anybody is expecting anything scary from, like FTX. Most of the exchanges are in line. Coinbase has been fabulous at, following regulations, helping push for better regulations with the governments. Maybe there's a little bit of suspicion about Binance, but they're being handled. The CZ, the head of Binance, has been kicked out, so they're shaping up and falling in line. So I don't expect anything like FTX to happen in this cycle. It could, but I don't even know who it would be. There's nobody like FTX who's exploding onto the scene out of nowhere and getting all this government, paying off the government and doing all this insane stuff and scam and frauds and all this stuff. So we don't have that this time, which alone is a great sign. But what's also happening right now is the Bitcoin ETFs, which is exchange traded funds, essentially meaning that all of the giant institutions such as BlackRock, right? I think I don't know how many ETFs are being filed for, but there's a handful of them, a bunch of them, by all of these giant hedge funds, who I think collectively own like 90% of the S&P 500. And they're interested in Bitcoin, but they can't really buy it based on the regulations that currently exist. So with this ETF, they're going to be able to finally have Bitcoin on their balance sheets for the first time. And it can end up in all these index funds that people have, all these retirement funds. People will have the option for the first time to be able to put some percentage of all of these savings into Bitcoin. So, this is hugely bullish news. Essentially, it's more money that has the opportunity to enter Bitcoin than is currently in Bitcoin, right? There's the upside is enormous. And Bitcoin has been growing in adoption faster than the internet has itself. And that growth hasn't slowed down. It's continued consistently. And here we are with all these institutions getting in. So that on top of the halving, this is going to be a big cycle.